Avi Meyers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. Go to ntnm.org. The last 9-10 years of shows are available on the web. Community Policing World, big on caps24.org. At this point in time, Jewish Chicago may or may not be out. You will actually, now that I think about it, if you see this thing on YouTube, the chances are that you can still participate. If you're watching this on TV, I'd make a call real fast because we are going to the, actually it'll be too late. We will be in press. And we are putting out a record number of issues this year. We're putting out record circulation, and we're particularly concentrating on the north and northwest suburbs where there is increasingly growth in the Jewish community over there. One of my specialties here besides judges is the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District of Greater Chicago. Our most watched show ever, with over 100,000 watches in over 120 different countries, was our Day in the Deep Tunnel. It is a pleasure to have a candidate for a special vacancy in the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District, Marty Durkan. Marty, how are you?
Pleasure. Thank you for having me. I'm doing great.
Thank you.
Thanks for the opportunity to talk to your audience, and I could start out with a quick background?
Go.
Absolutely. Like I said, my name is Marty Durkan. Actually, on the ballot, it'll be Martin J. But Marty Martin, I'm sure people will be able to put that together. I come from the northwest side of the city. I currently live in Edison Park. I have a wife and 4 kids there, 3 boys and a girl. I have a 19, 17, and 15-year-old, and a 5-year-old. So it's a little gap there, but we same wife, and he helps keep us young. So
yeah, and you know what? They're kind of nice that way. I got a brother 8 years younger than me.
There you go. Well, he's got 5 parents in our household, keeps us all pretty young. So my background is I've worked for the city of Chicago for over 20 years. I also ran my own business for about 10 years, and in my capacity with the City of Chicago, I started out as a heavy equipment operator with the International Union of Local 150 Operating Engineers. So I worked my way up through the ranks over time there, and eventually went into different forms of supervision where I, with the snow command issues and the water department and things of that nature, I worked directly with commissioners in the mayor's office on different events towards the end of my career there. Also, towards the end of my career, I was approached by some people with the MEABF, which is the catch-all pension fund for the city of Chicago.
Okay.
So if you're not a police, fire, teacher, or labor, everybody else falls into that fund. Everybody from the mayor to lunch moms and anybody in between. So I was approached and asked about it, and I ended up interviewing for the position, and was picked by the current sitting board. I was then twice elected back to that position. There's 3 elected officials on the board and 2 ex officios. During my time on the board there, I was also elected president by my peers based on the quick night vacancy of one of our members.
Cool.
So I got to do an awful lot with Chicago in that time. Got to meet a lot of, make a lot of connections with people because we dealt directly with a lot of aldermen and things of that nature in my capacity, and also obviously being on the pension fund and the state of pension funds in the entire state. It was an extremely enlightening couple of years.
Yes, the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District are the only ones that are really in good shape.
They are. They actually passed some pension reform that most of the other funds tried to follow. And
well, yeah, Terry O'Brien, I mean, he is an exceptional individual, and you know, he really was able to get some good things to happen.
Absolutely, and what he done very effectively there is dealt directly with all of organized labor and all the different unions. And I mean, the key to the whole thing is long-term solvency and finding a way to get to that. So they did a fantastic job there, and a lot of people tried to follow suit. We also did, and there was some bills passed. A lot of people have the misunderstanding too. Like when I was president of the pension board, they would come up and ask, "What are you doing about this and what are you doing about that?" But your hands are somewhat tied too. You can only enact existing law. You're not a policymaker. You're the watchdog of the funds and where it's going and all the rest. But at the same time, to get something of that level done, it has to be done through the state legislators. So. But there was bills passed. They've gone down, and for the most case, most of them are being litigated. It's hard to get a fund as big as the MEABF on that, everybody on the same page. So that one is currently, the bill that was passed there for reform is currently in the Supreme Courts. But after that point, and not to ramble on about that, I got approached by Local 150 and asked to become a business representative for the union. And I had to relinquish my spot on the board at that point because you have to be an active member to be part of to be a trustee. So I know I have limited time, but I went out to the local because I thought it was a wonderful opportunity to even reach more people and get more involved with being able to help people. Local 150 is a heavy equipment operators, tower cranes, earth movers, all that kind of stuff. But we also have a municipality division, which I am in. So I currently represent about 40 plus municipalities throughout Cook County, DuPage, Will, Kankakee, and even into Indiana. So I have a large geographical area, but this has enabled me to be able to develop more relationships with sitting mayors and things of that nature, because what I do basically is, for the public works divisions, is direct dealing and contract negotiations for their contracts. So to kind of curb things here a little bit, come back to the reason I'm running for water
Well, as a matter of fact, you've got about 15 seconds. So.
All right, well, I think I bring, with that background, bring a unique perspective to the board that doesn't currently really exist. From hands-on to dealing with the people to do the actual work and negotiating contracts for them, and a strong labor background. I think that with all the good people that are on that board right now, you need different aspects and ideas looking at it to come to.
Marty Durkan, what's your website?
www.friendsformartydurkan.com.
Thank you very much, and good luck in the election.
Thank you, sir.